even when the manufacturing sector is rising, and I would like to think that this is actually in 2017, 2015, as we saw earlier, the manufacturing sector is still on the lower end. Compare that with the GDP growth in the country. Telling you that when you look at that, then there's actually a story that's not getting told here when you talk about the GDP growth versus the manufacturing growth, which means manufacturing has little to support that. Now, the manufacturing growth also significantly trails over economic growth. Now, the sector posted a marginal 0.2% in 2017 compared to 2.7% the previous year. But the overall economy grew by 4.9% in 2017. Now, listen to that. Because if you're talking about 4.9 and there is a sector integral to development of the economy that just grows by 0.2, then which was 25 times the pace at which manufacturing grew. Now, the economy also grew by 5.9% in 2016. Everybody knows that. A pace double that of the sector. Now, the declaration was partly attributed to uncertainties related to 2017. Somebody will tell you that the high cost of inputs and stiff competition from cheap imports. Now, largely, most activities in the sector recorded significant decline, leading to the slowdown experienced in 2017. Now, you go back to figures from the World Bank. They also show you that the value added per worker in the manufacturing firms are steadily declined in the 1970s, which points to structural issues. And we actually also spoke about the average contribution or the average wage, which is also lesser when you compare about the private sector and the public formal sector. Good. Let's talk about another part in this now. The manufacturing sector contribution to overall growth is also shrinking. So you can actually, I don't need to explain it further, you can actually see that from here, have this trend that starts high, falls, okay, comes up high again, sort of recovers. If you go back to 2016 and 2014, go back again to 2016 and 2015, you can actually see that it sort of recovers, isn't it? But falls down again in terms of contribution to overall growth of the Kenyan economy. It's actually on a downward trend. Now, when you compare all these issues, then you're going to realize that we actually need the government to respond in these areas if they're going to preach the song that they're pushing for the manufacturing sector growth in the country. Good. It is actually undeniable that we cannot talk about economic growth without talking about the manufacturing sector. But it's another issue to talk about the growth of the economy without talking about a comparative or an inclusive growth from all the sectors of the economy. Now, we do know that we're coming back from a 6.3% growth of the economy. Good numbers. But the question is, if you're going to talk about the economy growing, if we're going to talk about all the sectors in the economy, then all this growth has to be experienced down here. So that now everybody wants their private firms and the private businesses in this sector will start to experience this growth that we are talking about. Good numbers? Yes, everybody will say so. But what has to be done, therefore, for us to talk about proper growth and also proper contribution to the GDP? Guess what? On Business AM, we continue to interrogate the performance of this sector. And today, we're going to do that, especially when we talk about Metropole Review. What I do know is that Stephanie Waso is in the studio right now as we speak. I hope your Monday is started good, whatever it is that you're doing. If you are in the manufacturing sector, you need to understand this. Yes, the government wants to support you. So it's up to you now to go interrogate your businesses, interrogate the way in which you run your business, so that now you can actually be in line with what the government wants you to be at. Guess what? So we've already started Business AM this morning. So the question this morning is, what business are you into? Are you in the manufacturing sector? How are you performing? Are things good for you this week? The market is about to respond to the weekend. But the thing is, we are ready to give you the events today. I don't know whether Stephanie wants to is ready. I just want us to pretty much see exactly what is happening on your roads this morning. Then interrogate how you've woken up. If everything is good, that's good for us. If it's not good, then we shall be telling you how probably even your Huduma number is now going to be a mandatory for you to have to get any proper service from the government. Guess what? I'm getting told we have to take a short break, get Stephanie into the studio. Once we come back, we shall be giving you the boards this morning.
It's agriculture that supplies food for the masses, as well as raw material for agro-based industries. But what does it really take to grow the crops or rear those animals? And how do you ensure produce becomes profit? Journey with me, Fred McCory, on my farm visits.
And this is the Farm Journal.
And my colleague Victoria Amunga,
kwa kilo nausaga 200,
as she brings to you the market opportunities. Together, we take you through the journey of farming for profit.
Businessmen are doers. Businessmen, they're all thinkers. Businessmen are innovators. How did you come up with this idea? How did you decide to give back to it? And where is the need? Where's the gap?
It was a natural gravitation.
So the doers, the thinkers, and the innovators all catch up on the Entrepreneurs Lounge with me, Ingrid Nantege, every Monday at 7:30 p.m. only on Metropole TV. Street to street. Tunaangazia biashara kadha wa kadha ambazo kwa na as little as 5,000 shillings unaweza anzisha biashara yako na igrow. And from these businesses, you can get an idea or two on how to boost your business. Haya basi, ishakuwa kipindi ni The Hub. Na mi ni Tabitha Muthoni ndani ya Metropole TV.
Why is it important to start your business defeat? Because business is demanding. Your body needs to be ready. Successful business persons always need to help before the money. So join me, Douglas Karanja, on Shape Up every day at 6 a.m. on Metropole TV.
Entrepreneurs Lounge is a show that highlights success stories of young entrepreneurs under the age of 40. Entrepreneurs Lounge with me, Ingrid Nantege, Mondays at 7:30 p.m.
So now, from the weekend, people joke and friends joke. And so I was on the road going for a song recording. Yeah, I sing. I've got my pictures all over. Song is coming out next week. It's not about business. It's about boys and girls. Anyway, so now there are jokes that you should tell. We tell business jokes. But what would you tell a friend that it looks like the type of a guy whose father breaks a tea bag for taking tea? It's not a good joke. Think about it. Like, you look like the type of guy whose father breaks a tea bag before he takes tea. No, it's not a good joke. It's not a good joke. Think about it. Anyway, I hope your weekend was good. Let's talk about Lion King. Yeah. Yes, you watched it, Stephanie, isn't it? Guess who was at Lion King before you watched the movie?
Don't start.
This guy.
Yeah.
You know, it was a surprise. I knew you were going to tell me that.
It wasn't a surprise.
It was a surprise.
I usually see it, but I didn't see the updated one.
You
so
know.
it was a surprise. I was
Like,
really
Simba was it,
surprised.
guys. For those who didn't watch Lion King, I'm actually in an advert before Lion King starts.
Yeah.
There's a big thing.
There's a big thing. I was like, that is Simba. And then the girl next to me was
Like, who's that, right?
Yeah.
No, you better know me. Go watch it again. You'll find me there as well. So it was good. You watched when you're watching Lion King as well. Yeah, that's what I do when, sometimes, not every day, sometimes I've got another life other than talking about the economy and the manufacturing sector. But that's more integral. That's more integral. Because even when we talk about here, we talk about movie business. Was the theater full?
It was full.
full,
It was
isn't
full.
it?
Some
How
people
much
didn't
was the
get
ticket?
750.
750
actually
shillings. I
pretty
think you would have charged more though.
Yeah,
Isn't that
yeah. It
much
was
for them?
actually pretty cheap.
It was pretty
did,
cheap,
it
isn't it?
did,
Because
yeah.
I paid more to watch the movies that are not.
Yeah.
That are not it was the premiere, isn't it?
It was the
Premiere tickets are supposed to be expensive. All right. So how much do you think it's going to cost after 2 weeks or so for those people?
Maybe 650.
Maybe 650, maybe 550. Because they started at 750.
Yes, that's 750.
Yeah.
It's from
Amatanga?
Mamangina.
Mamangina
Yes.
was good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it
But
was
we had a lot
full.
of kids. So.
Yeah, there were a lot of kids.
There were a
Yeah.
lot of kids, yeah.
So now somebody was telling me a joke that tomorrow, that was yesterday, you're going to see a lot of. No, let me get the joke right. It's really funny.
Okay.
I'm not trying to explain the joke.
Okay.
Because if I explain the joke, it won't be funny.
It won't.
Okay, let me try. Tomorrow, you're going to see. I just can't get the joke. It was talking about you're going to see a lot of kids at theaters.
Yeah.
Boys, girls, moms, fathers.
It's true.
Funny, isn't it?
It
But
is
the kids enjoyed it, isn't
They
it?
did. There's one kid who kept laughing.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
Sorry, it's funny how kids nowadays, when I was growing up, the only thing that I watched in a movie sense was Tom and Mary.
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry? No.
Tom and Mary.
Which book did
Oh,
you...
the book.
The book? No, you didn't. You didn't.
You said
didn't go
the
through it. You
movies
didn't go through
watched.
it. No, Stephanie, by the time you were getting back to class one, that book was already out of the syllabus.
It wasn't.
It was.
It wasn't.
Mary.
I read it.
What did they used to have for breakfast? Oh my God, everybody knows. I can ask Richie. What did Tom and Mary used to have for breakfast? Sorry? What? What did, Mary. It was Tom and Mary. What did they used to have for breakfast? Banana, No, milk. Dude, it was milk. What was that? What was the name of their father, Mr. Kamau? What's wrong with you?
You see, I think you guys are talking
Kamau?
about different things. He's talking about Tom and Jerry when you're talking about Tom and Mary.
I'm talking
The
about
book.
Tom and Mary, the book.
You see?
Okay, what did they used to have for breakfast? Milk, right? And what was the name of the father? Mr. Kamau. You didn't read the book. Steph, I'm very sure you didn't read the book.
Okay.
Oh my God, you didn't read the book.
I don't know. Probably read it and I forgot.
No, nobody who read it forgets about it. Oh my God, okay, we can go to the roads.
Please.
Isn't it? Let's see whether guys are reacting to Lion King.
Yes.
Isn't it, this morning?
It's 7:06.
Yeah.
Yes. From the junction mount, there's a bit of traffic, not much. Ngong Road is a bit clearer. Mbagathi Way, very clear, but once you get to Kenya International Hospital, there's a bit of traffic around that area. Then
Yes.
Langata Road from Langata Cemetery all the way to, probably it's loading actually.
It's actually loading.
It
Is
is.
it Cherish who's touching it from home?
There
Cherish,
we
good
go.
morning. If you're watching, stop messing with our screen. Okay.
Yes, there we go. Actually,
Uh-huh.
it was around this area, but now it has moved
It's
to
a bit clear,
next
isn't
to
it?
Wilton
Mhm.
Airport.
Yes.
Yeah. Then Bellevue Estate. This is Mombasa Road. There's a bit of traffic, actually quite much. And then it kind of clears up around near Stadium Roundabout.
Yes.
Southern Bypass, there's something going on here. And
Just
here
a tiny
yeah,
spot, isn't
a tiny spot.
it? What do you say?
We'll
Let's
assume
think
probably
about
it's
it.
a lorry that is,
Yeah.
you know, it's going so slow.
Yeah.
You see lorries who are always on the when keep left unless overtaking.
Yeah.
They're always this other side. They don't overtake, just this other side. So
Yeah, and those guys
don't
don't care. You know, those are some
Yeah.
of the traffic rules that we need to observe,
yeah,
but most people
it's
don't.
a really simple.
It's a simple instruction.
but
if
people
you
don't.
are not, if you don't want to drive very fast, please go to your left,
Go to your left.
okay, and drive whatever speed that you want.
Yes.
But if you want to drive fast, then keep right, isn't it?
Yes.
And drive
Drive
whatever you want.
Yes,
and drive
please.
fast. You see, there's a difference though,
Yeah.
because I'll tell you though, Thika Superhighway, you're actually allowed to drive 100 kph, isn't it? So you find yes, they're on the right, but they're driving at 60. What's wrong
And
with
you
you?
wonder.
You know, the people want to move faster. The people don't like their lives that much. That's what they say. The people don't like their lives that much. They say keep 80. No. Every time I'm driving, I'm at 110. That's a good one. 10 beyond the speed. No, don't do that. Please keep 100.
Please.
all right,
Yes,
all
yes,
right,
yes.
all right,
So
all right.
Wayaki Way, really,
Construction,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not that bad.
also
It's
bad,
actually a
isn't it?
small section.
Yeah.
And then another small section, maybe around ABC Place. That's where traffic starts.
Look at how many bus stops we have along
Yes.
Wayaki Way.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of bus stops. Look,
Just-
oh my God. Can I count? This one stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wow.
Wow.
I don't think that is 1 kilometer difference. No. It's less than a kilometer, isn't it?
yeah.
Whoa.
Interesting.
14.
Can we look at Jogo Road if
Yeah,
have
we
any?
can have a
'Cause
look at
we
it.
can assume maybe Jogo Road, because there's so many industries around that area, we'll have so many bus stops. But here we go. Nah,
Is it
not
a lot?
that. Okay, it's actually. Ooh. It's
Oh,
actually,
no. Yeah.
actually quite
Really
a
bad.
lot.
Look at the bus stops also
But
along
they're actually so
Jogo
close.
Road.
And they're so close.
Look at that. They're like dots and buildings that we're talking about, isn't it? I think for me, that's usually also the problem with our roads. Because maybe these buses have to stop from time to time.
Yeah.
And I think just observe where there is stop, especially along that Jogo Road. That's where you have so much
So
traffic,
much traffic, yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Because
it's
they're
true.
crowding the road and
Yeah, and
we
some, they don't even get into the stage.
Yes.
They actually drop you.
some of them introduce rules that you're only supposed to be there for 5 minutes. But guess what? Some of them camp there for 30 minutes until it's full.
Yeah.
We need to some traffic,
Yes,
isn't it?
we do. We
Yeah,
really
yeah.
do. Yes, so this is the road. It's loading.
But we do know what we expect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Other than that guy was saying, anyway, we're going to
We'll
get
get
that. We're going to get that.
Yeah, so traffic starting from Sarani. The Allsops is actually really, really clear. It's
Also,
actually
please
really,
clear.
really
Especially,
clear.
that is
Going
that on
to-
your outer ring, isn't it?
Yeah,
Now, I'll tell you
ring.
why it's like that. People are avoiding it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, because now for you to go to outer ring from Thika Ring, you all have to come all the way to drive in, check that pass, and then traffic before you go to outer ring. Now that's why people are avoiding it. From like the first few kilometers of outer ring, it's going to be like that because people are avoiding it. I was there this weekend. They won't believe me, but I was there going to Eastlands, yeah, for party, yeah, at night.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a business party though. Yeah, it was a business party.
It's okay, Simba.
It was.
I'm not
We
judging.
were
Am I?
looking at Babs and businesses, the performance of the
Well, good for you, Simba.
beverage sector. The beverages in is it beverages and entertainment joints and that will tell you which ones are performing good